finally, we are on the last lesson for chapter 5, Cooperative and Experiential Learning. So still, Cooperative and Experiential Learning is founded, or parang yung pinaka-main idea pa rin niya, or meron pa rin tayong prior knowledge. So since we are dealing with Constructivism, di ba sabi natin earlier in the previous video recorded that when we say constructivist or constructivism, we can incorporate it to prior knowledge, or we can associate it to prior knowledge, background knowledge, previous knowledge, and kung ano pa yung tawag natin sa kanya, short prior knowledge. So if you can still remember, meron tayong 4 na lesson for constructivist learning theories. First, we have the so-called constructivist theory by Jerome Bruner. Second, we have the Gesell theory. One proponent was Max Wertheimer. Then third, yung previous lang natin na i-discuss was subsumption theory by David Ausubel. And of course, last lesson will be cooperative and experiential learning. So, obvious naman from the words cooperative and experiential, when we say cooperative learning, it allows many opportunities to develop learners' interpersonal skills. Kasi nga, cooperative means you will not be working with yourself alone, but rather, cooperative, you will be working with others. Of course, you might find it difficult to work with others, discussions, groupings, if wala tayong prior knowledge regarding doon sa activities, regarding doon sa tasks na dapat nating ma-accomplish. So, related pa rin siya sa prior knowledge. It would give them experiences on how they can properly interact with others and at the same time listen and learn from their group mates. So, cooperative learning is a part of constructivism because, bakit? It allows the creation and innovation of knowledge through group interaction and active participation of each member. So, not only na sa cooperative learning, hindi lang itong sinasabi ni teacher as a teaching strategy, but rather, with cooperative learning, we are giving the students or the learners the opportunity to interact, to learn more experientially, learning by doing. Diba, constructivist yun, diba? Yung learning by doing through cooperative learning. Nakuha? So, here are the features of cooperative learning. First, students are actively engaged. Nga lang, kapag hindi na-manage ni teacher ng mabuti yung groupings, then that's the time na yung mga learners ay nagde-depend na lang sa kanilang group mates. So, kailangan classroom management pa rin. Then, thus, developing in each member their cooperative spirit. Each member is challenged to give his best because it can create a healthy and competitive spirit. Supposed to be ganon. Each member of the group should participate, should give his best. Nakuha, syempre, kapag ka lahat ay nag-work sa isang grupo, then nagiging maganda yung output ng inyong group. Then, it allows learners creativity and innovation because they interact with people and at their age, peers, or classmates. It develops positivity like open-mindedness. That is true, right? Kasi kapag nag-group activity tayo, syempre iba-ibang isip yung nag-work. So, iba-ibang suggestions yung nare-raise, iba't ibang creativity, iba't ibang minds. So, through cooperative learning, na-develop yung open-mindedness ng bawat members. Which means, na kapag may suggestion yung bawat isa, they are accepting yung mga idea ng kanilang mga group members. Humility, of course, and give and take attitude, as well as listening skills. Kailangan yon sa group activity or cooperative learning, we should know how to listen. Then, it reduces pressure from work since you are working with others, you are working with a team. So, hindi lang ikaw yung gumagawa ng lahat ng task. Siyempre, dapat naka-assign yung mga task kaya hindi nakaka-pressure yung work and creates a positive classroom atmosphere. Okay? So, very naman siya, understandable naman yung mga features ng cooperative learning. Then when teachers use cooperative learning as an instructional strategy, proper guidance, kailangan yun, should be established or else madidefeat yung purpose ng cooperative learning. Then, clear instructions should be given before groupings. Of course, the standards na kailangan, dapat ibinibigay na yun ni teacher so that all the group members, meron silang ifo-follow na directions or instructions. Then, expectations and outputs should be made clear so that the learners will not be wasting their time during their groupings, of course. No? Dapat, of course, pinipresent natin yung objective, kung ano yung ina-expect natin na dapat nilang magawa sa kanilang groupings. Nakuha? So, kailangan proper guidance, clear instructions, setting of expectations, and clear output. So, those were the considerations for teachers. Then, here are different stages in cooperative learning. No? So, teachers assign learners to groups, of course. Learners can also be given a chance to choose their group mates depending on the nature of the task given. So, pwede naman natin na hayaan yung mga learners natin na piliin or pumili kung sino yung magiging kagrupo nila, pero it depends upon the nature of the task. Kasi there are some group activities na kailangan si teacher yung mag-divide ng mabuti ng kada miyembro. Why? Of course, yung mga magkakaklase, ang pipiliin nilang kagrupo, yung alam nilang magbe-benefit sila. So, there might be a possibility na sa isang group, nandoon lahat ng, yung well-performing. Tapos sa isang group, nandoon lahat yung less-performing naman ng mga students. So, magiging imbalance. Or, there might be a possibility na itong less-performing group ay hindi gawin yung task nila. Diba? So, kailangan may balance. Tasking is a vital component of cooperative learning. So, kailangan merong tasking. Everybody should clearly understand what is expected from them. Kasi, ito yung usually na na-experience natin. Why? Walang tasking. Minsan, group activity na nga, iisa lang yung gumagawa. So, yun. Dapat merong tasking. Clear and concrete instructions should be given by the teacher. So, kailangan si teacher, we should be careful in giving instructions sa group activities or else magiging taken for granted lang yung activity, di magiging maganda yung output at isa lang yung magtatrabaho sa isang group. Okay, then, masasayang yung oras. Last, the working time and task collaboration should be an active process. Okay? Teachers need to also actively monitor. Of course, there should be a monitoring of the output or yung kanilang activities, yung kanilang task. Kasi pag hindi natin minomonitor yung kanilang task, then bangin nasasayang lang yung time, no? And they simply parang iniisip nila, hindi mo na gagawin. Tsaka na lang kapag malapit na yung deadline, ayun. Which is common na nangyayari. Okay? So, kailangan si teacher talaga yung magli-lead, magmo-monitor sa mga group activity, magsaset ng standards. Okay? Then, experiential learning. So, meron tayong cooperative learning. Then, lastly, we have experiential learning. So, when we say experiential, based on experience, based on actual observation, based on doing. So, when we say experiential learning, actual hands-on activities are still the most effective means of learning. Yes, no, learning by doing, and that is under constructivist learning theories. Remember, noong elementary or high school days, since wala tayo or kulang naman tayo ng computer sa school, ang pinapagawa ni teacher for us na malaman yung parts ng keyboard, pinapadraw tayo sa isang illustration board, then doon tayo magta-type-type, which is more likely hindi ideal. Why? We tend to learn when we are able to experience or there is an actual hands-on activity. Not unless makahawak ka ng totoong computer, makapag-type ka, magawa mo yung task and objective, then that's the time na matututunan mo yung concept. Nakuha? So that is what we mean by experiential learning. Direct and purposeful experiences are rich experiences that the senses bring, from which ideas, concepts, generalizations are constructed. So realities can be brought to the classroom through the planned activities of the teacher. Then, learning by doing is an essential element in discovering and constructing new knowledge and concepts. So learners enjoy when they take active roles in experiential learning activities. So kung mapapansin natin dito, no, dapat actual talaga nilang natututunan, hands-on, na-experience talaga nila yung mga concepts na itinuturo natin sa kanila. Okay. So, i-summarize lang natin, no? I-conclude lang natin. So, Constructivism is a very essential theory in the field of education. They have a lot of skills and even knowledge that are products of both their experiences and exposure to their immediate environment. So, an inclusive teacher is one. When we say inclusive, ano nga pala ulit yun? Inclusive means all. Everybody is included. That is inclusive teaching. Who takes into consideration all the unique characteristics of his learners. He has to look into their individual learning needs, strengths, cognitive abilities, skills, potentials, and limitations. Okay. So, Constructivism, actually ginagamit naman din natin to until ngayon. Kasi yun nga, di ba, napapansin man ninyo or hindi, nagkakonduct tayo ng review. No? And as you can observe, nung sa first meeting natin, di ba, I let you write in a yellow paper or yung inyong naaalala na theory from Prof. Ed 1. Bakit natin ginawa yun? It is because from your basic knowledge, prior knowledge na alam niyo, that will be our basis para dito sa mga theories na i-discuss natin, magkaroon tayo ng meaningful learning. Makita natin yung connection doon sa learning theories na i-discuss na ninyo sa Prof. Ed 1 at sa learning theories naman na i-discuss natin sa Prof. Ed 2. So, there will be a connection sa lahat ng theories na ating na-i-discuss na ninyo sa Prof. Ed 1 at i-discuss pa sa Prof. Ed 2. So, that is Constructivism. From prior knowledge, connected siya, yung new knowledge connected sa prior knowledge. Okay, so, prepare yourself for chapter 6. New chapter na to siya, and second to the last. And this will be the last chapter for your semi-finals. But before that, let us first visit your module. Okay, so for your activity, so here, choose a topic in your field of specialization, and yung topic na ito ay makukuha ninyo sa curriculum guide. So you need to search for the curriculum guide ng inyong major sa mga secondaries. Elementary naman, you may choose any subject of your choice. Okay? So dun kayo kukuha sa curriculum guide ng objective or topic. Suggest some teaching strategies and applications on how you could reflect the following concepts on cooperative and experiential learning. So, kukuha kayo ng specific na competency sa curriculum guide. Okay? I-state nyo dito kung ano yung competency na kinuha ninyo. Then, you are going to suggest kung ano yung teaching strategy na pwede nyong gamitin, di ba? Siyempre, since we are on cooperative and experiential learning, sa cooperative, pwede ka magpa-small group activity, yung meron lang 3, by pair, no, na grupo. Or sa experiential learning, yung hands-on, experimental talaga siya, experiments, or it could be, padadalhin mo sila ng real objects, okay? Or di kaya, mga word problems, real-life applications, ganon, mga teaching strategies. Then, kung paano daw siya strategies and applications. Paano nyo siya magagamit? No? Ito, may mga concept dito. So, i-fill in nyo lang yung table dito. Okay? Sabi, suggest some teaching strategies and applications. So, pwede siyang teaching strategies, then, yung application sa loob ng classroom, kung paano daw yung concept ng cooperative and experiential learning. So, say for example here, actual hands-on activities are still the most effective means of learning. So, maghahanap ka ng what's this competency from the curriculum guide? I-state mo dyan. Okay? Then you suggest anong teaching strategy yung gagawin mo and paano siya i-apply. Nakuha? Okay. So here, what is the difference between cooperative learning and experiential learning? So you use a Venn diagram to differentiate the two. And of course, to express, make a spoken poetry with the content on cooperative and experiential learning. Sige, pwede tayong gumawa ng Tagalog, Waray, or English na spoken poetry. Basta yung main theme, main content niya is on cooperative and experiential learning. Nakuha? Then, you are to take a video of yourself, of your spoken poetry. Siyempre, you follow the standards of a spoken poetry, yung diction, content, pronunciation, expression, feelings, yung background song. Kailangan ninyong i-consider yon. Okay, sabi pa dito, make sure to follow the standards of making and presenting a spoken poetry. So, i-record niyo yung sarili niyo through a video na nag-spoken poetry kayo. And this will be submitted on the submission of the module. Nakuha? And be guided with the learning rubric provided. That is how you will be graded. And don't forget, since this is the last topic or lesson for Chapter 5, Constructivist Learning Theories, meron tayo ulit evaluation. So, you still follow the directions provided. Yung sa answer sheet, ganun pa rin. And of course, consensus. In a group of 3 members, so hanap kayo ng 3 or kayong 3 na magkakagrupo, interview teachers on how they apply experiential and cooperative learning activities in facilitating a learner-centered classroom. Create a teaching strategy bank. So sa box na ito, diyan ninyo ilalagay yung mga answer ng teachers. So ilang teachers ba? So since 3 naman kayong mag-work sa consensus na ito, 3 teacher yung interview ninyo kung paano daw nila ina-apply yung cooperative and experiential learning inside the classroom. So, you're right. Yung kanilang answer here in this bank. Then, you make a conclusion doon sa inyong interview. Nakuha? So, that is the consensus. If you have clarifications, you raise it in our group chat. So that will be all for Chapter 5, Constructivist Learning Theories. Thank you and God bless.